the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network.
'Cause you make me feel like I've been locked out of heaven.
A mix of today's hits and hard-to-find favorites, combined with the most entertaining and intriguing talk anywhere. This is your sound. This is the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network at UENradio.com.
Hey, everybody. It is Wednesday, September 17th. I am Emerson Collins.
And I'm Del Shores.
And you're listening to The Del and Emerson Show.
Straight talk.
Really gay.
You had to add a bunch of reallys to get it gayer.
Well, I had to do that to make up for that stumble right off the top. I mean, geez.
I was just gonna act like that didn't happen.
I put my
you're so
faults
perfect.
out there. I am not ashamed. How you doing, Del Shore?
I'm doing so well.
Oh my gosh, we have a big exciting
We're
show.
so excited about this show.
Okay, we're going to share a lot of
Everything's going
information
right.
later on, but tell us, what's the big announcement?
The big announcement is there is a new Sordid Lives movie in the works.
Oh my
I
gosh.
finished the script. It's called A Very Sordid Wedding, and yeah, and we're going to announce the cast, and we've got some of them with us today. We have Miss Ann Walker, who's coming back to play Lavonda in this movie. We have Rosemary Alexander playing Dr. Eve, and we have Newell Alexander as Wardell. So that's your first three announcements, but we'll get to the others later. And we have really great news.
Yes.
Because we got our ratings today, and once again, we climbed 4,000 more are listening to us this month. So we have 54,000 listeners. Emerson, I don't know who these people are.
That's so funny that I thought that's what you were going to talk. I thought we were going to talk about.
We're
going to
talk about you
news.
next. This is our exciting news.
And I was like, oh.
And we have other exciting news. Emerson Collins got picked up. His show, The People's Couch, got picked up for another season.
Yes, we will be
Congratulations.
returning on October the 7th. So Blake and Scott and I will be headed back to the easiest job in the history of the world, to sit on the couch and watch television,
And
trying to amuse you.
how many episodes?
We don't know. We just go and show up and do what they say until they tell us to stop.
Last time it was a certain amount, and they added to it. And
Yes.
it made you an hour and
Yes,
all that.
so the more people watch, the longer we do it. So tune in
you
October
know-
7th on Tuesday night.
You know who's back besides y'all?
I don't. I just show up and shoot. I'm not in charge. I'm just the actressing, and I say my things. It seems like everybody's back, looking at Twitter and everything. Fancy announcement. It looks like the entire company will be returning to the couches.
Yay. Well, I love it, and I'm so happy for you. So good. Yay.
Yay.
Good things. Yes.
It is
I'm going to wear out the applause button here.
very big day.
Oh.
I know.
We're just going to keep doing that.
Yes.
Might as well
Just gonna keep clapping.
So we're going to plow through this because we want to get our guest in here, and we really want to talk about Sordid Lives, the new movie. So I'd like to call upon our equality expert and correspondent, Emerson Collins. Please give us an update on equality. Some good news happened. Yes.
Now, I feel like we should tell everybody at home. Del was like, I'm going to pitch this as you're the equality expert so that I don't have to really pay attention and really understand what's happening in all of these different circuits and courts and all of the lawsuits.
Oh,
so
it's so complicated.
I'll just introduce it and then you can explain it. And I said, great, that works perfect for me. In the one really important thing I talked about last week, saying that the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals that handles Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio, and somewhere else that's not super important, they are the circuit court that is most likely to not rule in favor of same-sex marriage. And Ruth Bader Ginsburg made an announcement this morning saying that if that were to go against same-sex marriage, that would put urgency in the court to deal with it during the session, because conflicting opinions make it more important that they rule on it faster. So actually, it might be kind of good if we all wish that the Sixth Circuit says no.
Oh my God, there's two mistakes. You
What,
stumbled
cork
twice.
it?
You said
I stumble over words all the time.
do you think that Ruth maybe listens to our show because you said these exact things
Yes,
last week?
I
You
think that one
you're-
of the most intelligent and profound people in all of the legal profession definitely pays attention to our radio show
Well,
to
we
get
can
my
only-
opinions on the important news of the day.
We can hope and we can dream, Emerson.
There were also two other nice little cases in our favor in Indiana and Arizona that were both recognizing same-sex marriages performed out of state, even though the bans in their states have been stayed for the time being. In Indiana, they recognized a marriage. It was the second one. And then in Arizona, they allowed one specific couple who were together for 40 years And one of the husbands died, Fred McGuire and George Martinez, a month after they married. And the state has ruled that Fred will be allowed to be listed as the spouse on the death certificate, which is really great. You know, it's a single special case, and clearly we need to get to where it applies to everyone. But that is a recognition that they sort of seem clear that it's going to be the law, and to do it for this couple, one of whom is no longer with us, is really nice of them.
I was telling you, I actually read some negative about this, like, stop cherry picking us. You know,
people are so stupid.
It's
I was
like, come on, let's celebrate that this woman is dying.
It's a man.
Oh, it's a man. I'm sorry. I have to look a little closer.
Their names are Fred and George. I feel like that's rather clear. It's not like Jordan or Taylor or, something ambiguous.
Why did I think it was a lesbian couple?
Well, I don't know.
I don't either. I did.
No,
I've
people
had
are
a tough week with a lot of work. We've been doing a lot of work, so my brain's a little fried.
People are stupid when they complain about things like that. When people cherry pick in our favor, I don't think that's something to complain about.
No, I don't either. I think we should celebrate. I always say, celebrate the victories. Let's celebrate this victory. So, yes, we have this great thing that happened in Indiana and also in Arizona. Did you already go over both of them?
You were.
I was zoning. Here's what I do sometimes, Emerson. When you're talking, I'm on to the next story because I got it. I go, where are we? Because last time I skipped into the middle of a story and then you made me look like an asshole. And
not an asshole, maybe a moron.
A slight moron. Like I'm less. Emerson just relishes the fact that he's more intelligent than me, and I admit it. He's more intelligent than me.
That is not true.
No, it is true.
It is. I don't relish it. It's just the case.
Well, you're not going to hear
right.
me fight you. Why do you think I've picked you to be my producing partner? I surround myself by and John's in here who can work this shit. I don't know how to do this shit. I don't know how to do anything except just run my mouth.
You know how to write.
I know how to write and run my mouth.
Speaking of running your mouth, shall we flash through the gay news?
Shall we?
Yes.
Okay.
I actually sort of love this first story. It sort of goes to a theme that's important to both of us and Southern Baptist Sissies. There is a group of progressive evangelicals who've launched a campaign to expand Christian support for same-sex marriage. I actually think it's rather amazing because when you get to who's really objecting, it is most specifically from the evangelical community. And they aren't trying to convince Christians necessarily to believe that it isn't morally wrong according to their faith, but they believe that they should support LGBT people to be civilly married under the law. They're sort of working for that gray middle area of distinguishing. We don't have to agree on whether or not it's sin according to our religion, but we need to acknowledge that socially and civilly in our society, this kind of equality, it's what I always say is we have the right to go to hell.
Right.
You can't write laws to ensure that I don't go to hell. If I want to go to hell, that's my choice.
Yeah.
You can't legislate.
You've clearly made that choice.
I'll save you a seat. I'm building my mansion next. Anyway.
Stop. Okay. Well, that brings me. I mean, we have another story coming up later on in the show.
Do it now. Let's just fly by the seat of our pants.
Let's do it. Well,
crazy things are happening.
It's the billboard, "Love the Sinner, Hate the Sin" billboard, and I always love.
Where is it?
It's way down there in Fast Flashes.
No, I mean, where's it happening?
Oh, it's in Tennessee.
There we go.
Yeah. So, but I posted this on my Facebook, and what I love is that what is happening is there is a war going on within the Christians because they actually said, concerned Christians. That's what they call themselves on the billboard. They're such cowards that there's no way to contact them. There's no way to find them. Concerned Christians. They're not all like that. And so there was a real big battle on my Facebook yesterday. Say, I'm a Christian, but I'm believing more like these progressive evangelicals, and I believe in love and et cetera. So I feel like that it's time that it's not us just fighting them, that they're now fighting within themselves, and
yes.
that's not going to hurt us.
Yes, and then and that there's people in their community. I mean, I have a giant soapbox that we've done a number of times about that entire phrase, love the sinner, hate the sin, and what a horrible concept it is that's not Bible based in the first place.
Yesterday on my page someone said, and it's in the Bible, loved it. And I go,
it's
where?
Not.
I go, please tell me the scripture. Where is it? Then I had this guy named Joe who got so mad at me over countering him with Bible verses that he threatened to kick my ass and called me a sodomite asshole, which I love that there were just two ass references right in the same sentence. And he said, come, I'll kick your ass. I'll show you how real men do this. I turned him into Facebook and they said it was not a violent threat. There was no threat there. So I don't know.
Well,
anyway,
as they would say, that's not real Christian.
it is not. Let's get back on track. So,
All right, flashing on through the gay news. I actually really like this story, too. Facebook has been cracking down lately on drag queen entertainers using their drag name as their profile name, because one of the big Facebook things is that legally it has to be your real legal name. Now, Facebook has said that they are not going after these people specifically. They only address profiles that are reported, so it seems like maybe there's someone anonymously out there going through reporting all of the drag queen profiles that they can find, but a number of queens out of San Francisco are protesting, and Facebook's actually said they're going to meet with them, which I think is really great.
At least they're listening these days. I mean, there used to you could not get a hold of them, you couldn't get a response.
Well, they made a big old social, I mean, don't mess with the drag queens. They do social media better than anyone else.
They scare me a little bit.
A little. I love going to a drag show, but I sit in the back. I don't want to be near that spotlight or the microphone.
I've shared dressing rooms. I had one in Washington, D.C. She said, "Excuse me, this is my space." And she threw all my shit over. And I said, okay. I mean, I'm fine. I know I'm a guest here. And then... Anyway, it's another story.
But one more piece of that. It is actually important and wider than just drag queens in the LGBT community. It affects lots of trans people who want to use the name, of the person they truly feel that they are. It affects women that have been abused who use different names, so that stalkers and ex-husbands and abusive boyfriends and girlfriends, and that's an issue important in our community too. So there are a lot of people who use different names that are names they go by that aren't necessarily their legal name that this could impact. So,
well, like when people put equality in their middle of their name, that's not their real name.
Yeah.
Or someone on my page puts the word Broadway in his name because he's an aspiring actor. So it's not. It's like,
well, that's stupid.
Stop. I bet he's
kidding.
listening right now.
I'm kidding. But I do love the campaigns that add, ideas and concepts to people's names. I think it's a great way to promote an advocacy.
Well, I have a
campaign.
fake name so I can follow my relatives, because otherwise people find me. So anyway,
all right, flashing on.
Oh.
Down under. This story comes to us from New Zealand, where two men married on a radio show in order to win Rugby World Cup tickets. They actually legally married, because you can get legally married in New Zealand from last year. So they got married in order to be the most outrageous thing done to win these tickets to the Rugby World Cup, which I think is hysterical. And then a whole bunch of people got upset. It's mocking the sanctity of marriage. The LGBT community has worked very hard for same-sex marriage, and they are trivializing it and positioning it as something outrageous to be a mockery.
Well, they could get divorced, right?
I mean, yes.
It's a silly little thing.
I think it shows the real equality. Like, we make fun of straight people's marriages all the time. You can get married on television. People are getting married without having ever met the person. Like, honestly, to me, it says we've reached the point where it truly is equal. It's not a big deal.
There's no sanctity.
Like,
That's
right.
exactly what it is.
There's no sanctity to anybody's marriage except what you put into it, and that really should be the point. It's between you and that
That's
person.
right.
So
And
lots of people get married for just as stupider reasons.
I
like
think
being
that they
pregnant.
should have made them at least have a honeymoon night, though.
They
Don't
look
you?
like brothers.
Force them to have the sex.
Make them. If you're going to win
Be
this
like, I'm
rugby contest, you have to have sex.
Like in the olden timey days where a marriage wasn't valid until it was consecrated.
Exactly.
And in some customs, they did it right there at the
With
reception.
an audience. You had to prove that it happened. Yes.
I like that.
Well, of course. The little exhibitionist in we.
That may just come back. We may bring that
You're
back.
going to try to
with
bring
gay
that
marriage.
back? Be like, gay marriage.
No, we got to
Consummation,
stop right now.
Consummation receptions. Be like, come to the wedding, and then the reception, and then the consummation after party.
For a select few. You don't want
Invitation by solicited photos only.
You do not want everybody there. No.
Oh, Lord.
We have gotten so off track, but that's
No.
because it's a Sordid Lives Day.
We're doing
it's a sordid
We're doing
kind
so
of,
good.
Yes, we are.
In fact, now we're on to our super fast flashes.
Ooh.
I'll do this first one because it's hysterical. Orange is the New Black, one of the writers of that show, realized while writing for the show that she is a lesbian, which is amazing because the show has a significant lesbian presence as well as the bisexual lead. And this beautiful woman discovered through the show that the reason that she said, it's not weird to want to read a book more than have sex with your husband, right? Yes, it is. And she realized that she's a lesbian, and she has now begun dating the actress from the show, Samira Wiley.
And they're very beautiful. They're
Stunning women.
But
And which character does Samira Wiley play on the show?
Pussy.
That is not how you say it.
But I love the headline. It said, Orange is the New Black. Writer divorces her husband, starts dating Pussy. No.
The character's name is Poussey.
Okay, I just started watching. I haven't gotten to the Poussey. I think it's kind of interesting, though. It says, in what is arguably the greatest love story of our time, Orange is the New Black writer Lauren has broken up with her husband. It's not quite the best love story. I mean, I think she dealt with this is my life too. You know, I did that as well. I was married, and
well, apparently it was quite amicable. You know, he kept the BMW and she kept the Subaru, and
I thought she kept the Lexus and he got the Mazda hatchback.
I just wanted to say that she, the lesbian, got the Subaru.
Well, she got the Lexus. She got the better car. Just saying.
Well, congratulations, Lauren. We hope you and Poussey are extremely happy together. Flashing on, fast flashes.
Enjoy that pussy.
The View is back.
The View is back with Rosie.
And apparently it's off to a good start.
Yeah.
I like this new panel. You know, I know that they picked Rosie Perez so that no matter what channel you're watching, you can still hear The View. Because that woman's voice can pierce concrete.
Oh, it's something. And that's my only hesitation in putting on my DVR. I am going to, though.
No,
I've got to.
I love it. I mean, I joke. She does have one of those voices, but Rosie's very smart. This Nicole Wallace that they got as the Republican is a very articulate and thoughtful representative of conservative viewpoint. She's not a crazy like Elizabeth. In fact, Rosie did the introduction of her, and she said, Nicole Wallace said, I'm a Republican, and I should get that out of the way. And Rosie immediately jumped in and said, and I like her. I swear to God. So it was very
think
cute.
Rosie looks really good, too.
Great.
I think she's looking really pretty.
Yes.
I love Rosie.
Sitting cross-legged in that chair without her shoes on. The lesbian shining through.
She's a good person.
And a smart person.
When she worked with me on Queer as Folk, 3 episodes, and she asked to be on the show because she was such a big fan, and literally was paid, I think, $5,000 an episode. After those 3 episodes, she sent every single person on the crew, on the staff, a leather bag that said Queer as Folk, and had to have spent more than $15,000.
That's awesome.
She's
all
a
right,
good lady.
Well, that wasn't a very fast flash, but moving on. Barbra Streisand released the new album today.
You missed something.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, John Travolta has responded to gay rumors finally with this pending lawsuit. He says this is every celebrity's Achilles heel. It's just about people wanting money. That's all. It happens on many levels. Also, I don't care that much about those types of allegations. In the meanwhile, the guy who's the allegations, do we have the picture up of him kissing him, his pilot of 6 years? And, you know, if you live in our business, I have to say, I love him as an actor, but he has not been cautious. I mean, I know people who have said, yes, he is. And it's kind of ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous. I'm sorry.
Bless his crazy heart.
So, and then he had to, to counter that, and they brought it in when his son passed away, and he brought that in. So I think that was kind of a low blow on his part. I think he should, anyway. I like the way that George Clooney dealt with it. He said,
okay, you getting real distracted.
When he said, they said that George Clooney is gay, gay, gay. His response was, okay, they went a little far. George Clooney is just gay, gay.
There we go.
There you go. That's how you respond.
Well, that's because he isn't actually. And John Travolta has to tap dance because he is, allegedly.
Or if you're Mr. Cruz, you sue everybody.
Allegedly.
Okay.
Well, as I was saying, Barbra Streisand released a new album, so there is a whole group of homos that is just, as my friend Scott Nevins would say, shitting glitter everywhere.
They're very excited.
It is a whole album of duets.
And you were telling me some of that.
Yes,
I did
Stevie
not see
Wonder,
this.
Billy Joel, Lionel Richie. It's a whole lot of people who were super famous in the early to mid 80s.
Well, you think she still has contact with them? Is that why?
I don't think she has contact with very many people at all. I think she sits down at that underground shopping mall in her basement and then comes out once in a while to record a new song.
Well,
she sang on Jimmy Fallon. It was amazing.
I do love her. When I was in college and I was professing to be straight, I had 28 Barbra Streisand albums on vinyl.
That is excessive, sir.
And a Marilyn Monroe poster on my wall. Okay.
That is so many things. 28.
28.
Like,
28.
Did you have multiple copies of things?
No.
There were actually 28.
Oh, she has more than that now.
By then, there were already 28 different albums.
Ask Blake MacGyver, who's obsessed with her as
So
well.
obsessed.
I'm sure that
Blake, this is how obsessed Blake MacGyver, my couchmate, is with Barbra Streisand. In November, he is doing a concert that is her entire 1994 concert. He's going to do the whole concert as a show.
So fucking
Every
there.
song, every song from the show.
I'm
Just
buying-
like Rufus Wainwright did with Judy Garland. He's doing that with Barbara.
Blake, if you're listening, I'm tweeting, I'm posting, I'm gonna fill that house for you.
So
not that you need me,
it will
but-
be, and I will be there applauding.
And flashing on.
Yes, in the trans community, super exciting. A trans Colorado girl was crowned homecoming queen in Colorado Springs. Scarlett Lynn was crowned homecoming queen, and I just feel like that's an awesome story.
Beautiful.
That was so many like weird vowel consonant combinations.
But
This is rough today.
I loved her, and I
Yes.
loved her response to it and her gratitude to it. And it didn't seem like, because when I was a kid, we elected this guy named Andres who was so ugly as most handsome, and it was just a joke. But this is not a joke. They were supportive and loving, and it was just beautiful.
Yes.
So great.
So
Now-
that's the end of the deflashing. We are skipping the next one and moving on. Our one quick update, the New Jersey ban on reparative therapy that we talked about back on our Jeremy Schwab show. See, I did that one. Schwab show.
Good.
All right. Has been upheld by the appeals court, which is great. So the ban is standing in place and working its way through the court system. So we will not be torturing LGBT children with terrible therapy ideas.
Yeah.
Which
so
is great.
once again, we're right.
And finally, checking in with Crazy. Two of the big
Oh.
stars of our Checking In with Crazy segments had wonderful weeks for us to share with you all.
I have loved both of these people because they've given me much material
I mean,
in my
so much
stand-up.
material.
We've got
And also, just continue to grow to be increasingly irrelevant and nothing but the butt of jokes. And that's really the win here. The first one, the Sarah Palin's family got into a brawl in
After
Anchorage,
drinking.
Alaska. They showed up at a party and got into a brawl.
and Bristol swung a few
Yes!
punches.
A guest at the party told ABC News that Bristol threw a right hook at a man. She was punching him in the face like 6 times. It was an assault if I've ever seen one. It wasn't a light punch either. She was really hitting him. I'm surprised he just sat there and took it.
Well, and then what's really crazy is somebody told me that she sent that tape to the producers of Orange is the New Black. Because she's just wanting to be on that show. These people, I mean, come on.
Well,
Can you-
and we hadn't even gotten to the best part. Sarah Palin apparently, allegedly, at some point in the altercation yelled, "Do you know who I am?" I mean, dear
yes.
Sarah.
And it mentions in the article, I love how it mentions all of those horrible names that her Bristol and Willow and Track and they didn't even get to Trigg. I guess they left him at home. Bless his heart. It's just a Palin nightmare.
I mean, they got into a brawl in the front yard. They showed up at a brawl.
And nobody, here's what I don't understand. With iPhones, nobody got this. I haven't seen a thing.
I know, that really is
They
disappointing.
got her without makeup coming out of a yoga class, but they didn't get her. I mean, I want to see that tape of Bristol throwing those punches with her new nose and
I just want to
face.
see Sarah. I want Tina Fey to come back to the premiere. She's hosting, I believe, the second episode of SNL. I want them to do a whole sketch about this moment.
Oh, I
Sarah
bet they
Palin at this
will.
brawl. Do you know who I am? And
Hopefully,
Bristol.
they're listening. They're part of our 4,000 new listeners.
Dear Tina Fey, I love you. That is my request.
I'm
So,
excited about her new movie,
When you
too.
listen to our show, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for that movie. The cast is incredible.
Absolutely.
Like every once in a while you look at a movie, there are lots of movies with great scripts and the casting can sort of ruin it. This one, you look at that billboard with Connie Britman and Jason Bateman.
and Jane Fonda.
And I mean, it is an exquisite group of people that have been brilliant in all of what they do, who make smart choices. It kind of just says, this movie's going to be awesome.
Name of the film?
I Wish I Were With You. I don't know.
Well,
It's annoying because on all of their ads, there's like a different statement.
It's a hard. That's the problem with that.
This is where I leave you.
This is where I leave you.
There
Yeah, it
it
was
is.
based on a book.
There we go.
Right.
Oh, book. What's that? That's when you put a billion tweets in a row and they're all from the same person and you print it on a piece of paper. That's
yeah,
what a book
speaking
is.
from someone who reads 600-page books.
Well,
It's
I like
crazy.
books.
You do like books, and we have one final
And-
crazy person.
Yes.
Oh, one of my favorites, Mr. Pat Robertson, who once again he's maybe this one. Would you like to do his quote? As I think the quote says it all.
Yes. Well, a mother said her 21-year-old daughter recently announced that she has a girlfriend. She said she is 21 and was always very feminine. This came out of nowhere.
Nowhere.
And Robertson said, "But why is she that way? Was she molested when she was younger?" maybe they want to explore. It's crazy. This girl-on-girl movies, more and more and more, they're getting straight actresses to play lesbians and straight men to play homosexuals. And if you say anything against homosexuality, you are just hooted out of court.
But here's what I love about this story. I love that he knew girl-on-girl movies. I think he's been watching some girl-on-girl movies, Emerson Collins.
Well, he's real with it. He's always up to date. I mean, his perspective is skewed, but somebody gives him good notes.
Well,
I don't think that man knows anything.
I do love him though, because I know that I've written and said, because he said I can't wait to meet Jesus, and I'm like, go, just fucking go.
It's fine.
Go.
Your work here is done.
But I think I'm gonna miss him.
Oh.
I'm going to miss this crazy shit.
Oh, well.
I think he is a gay activist in a way. He is helping us. He is actually helping us.
Well, he's one of the reason that marriage, what are they, evangelicals for marriage equality are doing what they're doing, trying to counter crazy people like him.
So,
all right.
We did it.
We have made you wait long enough. I know that most of you are listening to get to all of the Sordid Lives news, so we would take an extremely quick break. I'm going to drink some water and figure out if I can figure out how to make my tongue work.
This is so funny because you don't drink
today.
at all. You don't drink at all.
I often sound like I do.
But you sound like you've had a couple today.
It's an exciting show. So we'll be right back with Ann Walker, Rosemary Alexander, and Newell Alexander to discuss all things sordid and a very sordid wedding. Right back.
I sure as hell wouldn't have quit smoking if I had known my sister was going to die. I'll see you at the funeral. Ouch.
Mama hit her head on the sink.
I have killed a woman!
Did they arrest you, Doug? For what? Leaving two wooden legs in the wrong place?
She tripped on your legs on the way to the bathroom. Could happen to anybody.
You mean anybody with two wooden legs?
Shut up.
How's Ty? Is he still out in Los Angeles?
Uh-huh. I'm an actor, and I'm gay.
He started doing theater, sissy. Awful stuff.
My grandmother died yesterday, and I do not want to go back down to the funeral. You know, it's Texas.
I have enough on my mind without you bringing up Brother Boy.
Your mama died.
What? He thought he was Tammy Wynette. He looked just like Tammy in the early years.
Come on, no leaders now.
It's Thelma!
I thought I was Thelma. No, Thelma's the one with the shitty husband.
Oh, you're drunk.
So this is Wardell.
Shoot her, Wardell. Shoot her in the head.
Brother boy, I'm taking you home now.
Between our thighs. That's the start of all
I'm in hell.
sordid lives. I have had a horrible, horrible day. But you're here now and things are looking up.
Mama, I'm gay.
We were very close.
I got it.
Well, I guess you didn't think I was gonna make it, did you, Mama?
Celebrate.
All right.
We're back.
And we are back. Welcome to the studio, Ann Walker.
Ann Walker is in the house.
Miss LaVonda Jean Dupree.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. I never get a chance to see y'all.
Never. She's our boss, y'all. She's the
That's
CEO.
right. And I want to congratulate you again on your high rating.
Thank you. Well, we work at it.
Yes, you do.
As LaVonda might say.
Yes,
and we
you
also,
do.
We have the Alexanders.
Yay.
Mr. Newell Alexander, Wardell Owens in the house.
This is fun stuff.
Yeah, it is.
Wow. Rosemary Alexander.
Oh, yes, I'm so happy to be on a show that has high ratings.
Yay!
We have more viewers and listeners than we did on Logo.
I pay all 5 of my friends. Stop. It's true.
No, we
That's
had a lot
terrible.
of people following us there.
Yes, of course we did.
Yeah.
It's the reason I'm now marginally famous.
That's right.
It's because of Logo.
Well, so we have
All right.
some wonderful,
Yes,
exciting news.
let's get to it.
So,
Okay, Del, I will moderate this because
Okay.
this is really y'all's adventure that I am now coming into and super excited to be a part
and
of.
producing for us.
excited.
Once
Yes.
this will be Emerson's third movie to produce, correct?
Yes. Do I look tired?
At
Yet?
the age of 22.
Yes. I was
And
born in
we thank you. I
1991.
want to thank you seriously, Emerson. You work harder than anybody I know,
You
and
do.
I so
You do.
appreciate you being my partner here. But behind, we were editing on
But
Sunday
behind-
this week just because we were, we're going to launch something at the end of this. It's going to be exciting for everybody.
Oh,
So go
yeah.
ahead, moderate, my friend.
All right, so everybody is going to want to know. Tell us, what is the idea for the movie? Where did it come from?
Well, as I was thinking about this, and so many of because of Facebook and Twitter and social media, people reach out to you, and I started going on the road, and I realized it is still current. It is still relevant. I mean, you guys get it too. And so many people were disappointed that we didn't get to continue with the series, and we as a group, we didn't feel really that we got to end the story. So I was just thinking about doing two movies, a Christmas movie and a wedding movie, and I was going to write the wedding one first. And as I got into it, I realized that it was the end of the story for this. It's the end of the Sordid franchise. So we're going to be done with this, but we've had such a good ride with it. And what I'm doing is, this was always, would you give her a hug? That's Ann Walker just sobbing.
Sobbing. I'm sobbing.
But what's great about it is it is now, the movie will be set in July of 2014. So it's a little bit of a past, but not like it was. It was, I would always get so confused in writing the series because I would reference things that were current, and you're writing, in 2000 and whatever, or 1998. So now it's 2014 in the movie, and all the characters, we get to see where they are, how they've evolved, and what they look like.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have read the script. What do y'all think of it?
I haven't
Without
actually
giving,
read it.
Stop.
I haven't.
Ann Walker hadn't done her homework.
I haven't. I'm sorry.
She just said yes. I'll just do it.
I read it.
Did y'all read it, Rosemary?
Yes, I read it, and I laughed. I laughed out loud, and I love it. I love all the characters. I love their through lines, and I love to see it continue. However, I do understand why the story has to wrap up, because the next one will all be in a nursing home in Depends.
Well,
that's so true.
I jokingly say we can't lose anybody else. We can't.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
We got to rush this.
The only problem is that I have kept myself in such great shape that I really haven't changed that much.
That's tough.
Since the original,
We're going to age you.
Yeah, I actually have put a little gray on my temples, but
that's real commitment
Well,
to that
what's great
character.
is, technology has advanced, and we've been able to understand how to shoot people and make them look better than
That's
that first
so
movie. I mean,
true.
how many of our cast members in the first movie, because the horrible lighting, just rushed out and got cosmetic surgery? I mean,
Yeah.
Well, I think I was the first.
She was, but then I followed right along behind her.
we were at the premiere, and everybody should have been going, oh, and they were going, ah!
I know. Well, and then it worked perfect, because then when we did the series, everybody looked younger, and it was a prequel.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
right.
there
So
you
it was
go.
perfect.
It was. It worked out real nice. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't our movie of Sordid Lives done with some of the first digital?
It was one of the very first high-def movies
yeah.
ever. We worked with Sony.
Yeah.
Y'all are boring me. That's old-time stuff. Tell us what's going on in the new movie.
Oh,
Okay,
Well, we
well-
don't wanna
What can
give
you tell?
away.
Well, but you
What
can
we
tell us some story.
Well, we can tell you this, that Brother Boy is out of the mental institution, but Dr. Eve is in the movie. So that's a very
That's
interesting
right.
thing. So
Yeah.
she doesn't have one single scene in the mental institution. So that's interesting.
Ooh.
Brother Boy is working at a club in Longview, and it's just this pitiful drag club, and there's a new manager there who wants him to stop. He now does this medley of Loretta, Dolly, and Tammy called We Three Queens of Opry R.
Of course he does.
And he literally changes right in front of everybody. He's working it all out, and we get to see him work out the wigs and the Velcro and what he has to adjust. And this new boss wants him to do Carrie Underwood and wants him to do Miranda, and he's calling LaVonda. What am I going to do? I don't even understand,
I've got to read
Carrie's
this.
Christianity. So, and then something happens. A big thing happens that puts him on the run again. And I don't want to disclose that right now, but it's
we got to save something.
something.
Yeah.
And so and then Ty has a hot new black man.
Black
And-
man.
Yes, and Latrell is divorced, And
poor
so
Sissy.
yeah, so and Sissy has been reading the Bible for 9 months and is really wanting to understand it, and she just can't make sense out of so many things. Like she's very upset because Vera keeps quoting that mulberry tree that goes, if you have faith, you can throw a mulberry tree in the ocean. But Sissy's like, but why would anybody want to throw a mulberry tree into an ocean? So we've got that going, but the big thing is there's this anti-equality revival at Southside Baptist Church, and you get to see how everybody responds to that. And simultaneously, there is a celebration of Peggy's life. It's a 16-year celebration, and the reason it's not 15 years is that Odell got struck by lightning right before they were going to do it on the 15-year, and so they've had to delay it a full year. So those things are going on on the same night, and and just crazy, fun, and at the same time very poignant and responsible, I think, for what's happening in our gay community right now, and a lot of history is happening. So I wanted to have that on film. I wanted to show what is happening with this equality movement. It's a big deal to me. I mean, it's so big that I have a tattoo of equality on my back.
Yes, you do.
So that's it. And then there's some things I can't disclose. I mean, we're not going to tell you who's getting married.
Well, I actually skipped that part of the script because I don't want the responsibility of knowing, because I've already had several people call me and say, who's getting married?
Yeah. And let's be honest, this Sordid Lives family is giving anyone in this group information is like pouring it into a sieve.
That's true.
The only person in this room I would trust with a secret is Rosemary and John.
No.
I know. It's very.
Look,
I'm gonna
tell y'all a story. We have been planning this big show for 3 weeks with all of this information we want to put out. I made a new logo for the brand new movie, and every time I give Del Shores a piece of information, he goes, I want to put this on Facebook right now. I'm like, control yourself. What is the point of an announcement show if you've already announced everything?
It's hard.
It
is hard.
Like Kid at Christmas.
It is. Well, here, I told Emerson yesterday, I said, you don't understand. When I was a kid, there was one year that my mother wrapped up a big box under the Christmas tree, and inside the box was just a bunch of newspaper and this note that said, you're getting nothing because you opened this. Because every year I would open my Christmas gift. So it's hard. And Leslie Jordan's worse than I am.
Lord.
He's the worst.
He is the worst.
The worst. Now, we can all of us be guilty of a little tattling every now and then. But Leslie Jordan, you cannot believe anything that boy says, nor you cannot.
He haunts this room,
Or and you cannot tell him something you don't want everybody in the world to know.
Yeah, I leak stuff to him.
Yes,
he's my publicist and doesn't know it.
Yeah. Well, let's leak something right now. Can we leak that?
But wait, let's finish with the characters of the people that are actually in the room. What's Wardell up to? Is he back at the bar?
Wardell is back at the bar. He's the one who's orchestrating this big celebration, because every year poor old GW gets so despondent, and there's something that Wardell's going through a very reflective time of what did I do with my life. So
like I am now,
sort of like
in real life.
When you get, how did I get to here? Is this all there is? Bubba's,
Yeah.
And so he's putting this together, and he's really loving the dentist. There's something also that I love that I've put in this. I was at, and Coors, if you're listening, Coors, I had this meeting at the HRC, not a meeting, but he was at my table, this Coors rep, who told me, well, we'd be very interested in a sponsorship of the movie if you could show that there's responsible drinking. So I have Wardell literally taking all their keys as they're passed out. And so he takes everybody's keys, and every night he drives poor old Juanita home, and he drives poor old Odell home, and poor GW home. That's the way. So he's just a good, Wardell's always that steady, good man.
A country Uber.
Yeah.
He's a good old boy.
He's a good old boy.
And then it's hard to talk about Dr. Eve because I don't want to give that away.
Well, I think you can just simply say that Dr. Eve is still ruining Brother Boy's mental stability.
Yes, there you go. That's a really good way to do it.
Yeah,
look at me.
That's it.
But what about me?
And Lavonda.
I don't even, there's a part of me that's like not even wanting to tell Anne that she didn't read the script.
That's
yet.
true. I tell you what, we will tell you more information about Lavonda's journey once Ann Walker has actually read the script. That's her punishment.
You know,
Okay.
could be a lesbian relationship between Dr. Eve
that's
and
true.
Love
That's
Doctor,
right.
I'll tell you
know?
one thing. She and Latrell are getting along a lot better. They are getting
Oh.
along a lot better. So there's been a real evolution with Latrell that has eased their relationship. Latrell has lost a lot and is having to
That's
live in a
nice.
1,700 square foot home in Winters. She's
Oh,
had to move
good.
back to Winters.
Well, she's found humility.
and
little
she's
bit.
still
A little.
You know, and she's still the everybody's favorite aunt Lavonda, who is all for her gay nephew Ty.
Is he there now in
He
Winters?
is. He's not there, but his character
We still talk.
is yes, you still talk, and his character is getting married in every state that it's possible. He's a gay activist, and so he and his husband are gay activists, and now they're coming back to Texas with some huge news, and I'm not going to say what that is because we got to keep something.
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
There's huge news in their lives.
Well, so in addition to the 3 people in the room, which of the other stars have already committed to doing the sequel?
Well, we've got Mr. Leslie Jordan back
Yay.
as Brother Boy.
Yay.
That little monkey freak.
Yes.
And we have Miss Bonnie Bedelia back as Latrell.
The beautiful Bonnie
Yes,
Bedelia.
she's very excited to return to that role. She loves that role. She
she was wonderful.
Yeah, and she
really was.
She always says, "I don't get to play comedy like this," and she loves putting on the big hair.
Mm-hmm.
And we have Miss Sarah Hunley returning as Juanita.
Yes,
So
so
everybody's
all of you who were
wondering
worried.
about that. Help me cheat here. We've got Caroline Ray. People have been asking, is it going to be Delta or Caroline Ray? So let's get to that couple. I kept the couple, and I felt like I needed to keep them intact from the series. So it's going to be David Steen is playing GW once again,
Yes.
and Caroline Ray is playing Nolita. And
Now-
Nolita's got a real nice, fun story where there's some fornication going on. And then we have Mr.
Again.
Kurt Geiger
Kurt
returning to the
Geiger.
role of
That is
Ty.
so exciting.
Yeah,
I'm very
so he
happy.
created
So wonderful.
created
He
that
is.
role, and I love Kirk, and I'm happy to bring him back into our fold because it makes so much sense. Being 2014, he is exactly the way he should, and he's very excited to return to it. And then we have David Cowgill from the series playing Odell coming back to that. Is that everybody?
Yes.
No, Scott Presley.
That's no.
Oh.
And Walker and your big mouth.
Well, who told me and not to say anything?
Well,
Well-
we're gonna. Here's what we're gonna do, but that's okay.
He's going to be on my show
Okay. Well, good. Well, we're gonna
October 1st.
Well, maybe we can announce him after
On that show
or-
or when that information
Well,
is
I
made
didn't
public.
know.
She didn't read the script, and
Uh-huh.
now she's revealing all this. We're going to reveal
ruining
all the
our-
secondary characters
Oh.
next. Now, here's some news that I know some of the fans are not going to be as happy about, but Olivia Newton-John is not returning to this movie. She felt like that she completed her journey as Bitsy May, so the character will not be in this movie. And I've known this for a while. She actually called me after the series and told me that she would rather me write her out if we came back for a second season.
She got married and moved to Florida.
And I did, at first I did offer her, I said, would you like to do this? And I wanted to put Bitsy and include Bitsy. And she said, I am so busy and so much going on with my life. And we love Olivia, and we're grateful to her for bringing her stardom to this piece. And we wish her well with all of her endeavors. And then Beth Grant has been offered the role of Sissy, but she turned it down. So Beth Grant will not be returning to the role of Sissy. But I want to say something about that. And I want to say thank you, Beth, for giving us such a delicious character based on my real aunt, who I lost this year. I just lost my Aunt Sissy. So that character will continue. And I am in discussions right now with an amazing actress to come in.
Shall I tell everybody?
No. If you don't,
That was just a little joke.
you will be banned.
That was just a little joke.
We're going to ban you from your own network. It's going to ban. But hopefully we'll have that exciting news to share.
Yeah,
with
we'll
you
have some
soon.
exciting news. And again, thank you. We thank her for being a part of Sordid Lives for so long. And she created the role, she did the movie and the series. But it's time for her not to do this. She chose not to do it, and we wish her well.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and the really big part of this, we want to shoot this movie next year. We've had a number of people ask questions. Tony Smith wants to know when it's out. We hope to have it out by the end of next year. We want to shoot it early in the year, as early as possible, and we want to shoot it in Dallas because that was also asked, and that's super exciting.
Yeah, I've been working in Dallas a lot. A lot of my theater's been done there, and I go back and work with a lot of actors there. So I haven't shot in Dallas since 1989 when we shot Daddy's Dying right outside of Dallas, and I want to return to my home state because we always have to fake doing Texas somewhere else because of tax incentives. Then they have some new incentives. So we're going to return to Texas to shoot this movie. And we want to do it. We want to shoot probably in May, right?
Yes,
and then have it out in the fall, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll say that.
The producer laughs at
right, because you finish a movie in 3 months. That's totally what happens. But our big giant announcement.
We did Sissies in 3 months.
We did not. We did it in 6.
We shot it in...
And we finished in January, and we had a finished movie on June the 24th.
Oh, okay. Well,
the man who sits there day by day at the editing knows.
Yeah.
And that was fast.
Yes, it was.
But we will get it out.
But our really big exciting announcement along with what the sequel is how you guys can help us get it made.
Yes.
Yes? We are launching an Indiegogo fundraising campaign today, and Del and I have spent the last several weeks thinking of hysterical and amusing prizes for you to contribute to helping us
tired. That's
get
why we're
the
stumbling.
movie made. And what this money will go to, it will go to helping us find the investors we need to make this movie. It will be a low-budget movie, but it's not going to be cheap in the low-budget scale, and we need qualified investors who are huge fans of the project to come on board, and we need to be able to create investor events for them, the legal paperwork that they will need to give us their money to make you a movie. Del has spent 9 months writing this movie, and he's a part of the writers union, and they require that we pay him, and I feel like that's fair because he's done all of this to give you guys an incredible sequel. And so that and all the pre-production funds, that campaign is for, and we have worked really hard to make it super fun. So we talk about some of the prizes.
Yeah, let's talk about some of the prizes because we haven't shared these with our people here.
Nobody knows. We actually managed to get to today with nobody actually having seen this. Our first one, if you just love Sordid Lives and you're willing to give up a single cocktail in order to help us head towards making this movie, you can contribute to the huge package raffle. For $10, you get entered into a raffle that will win you all of Del's published material.
Del Shore's huge package.
Yeah. So, as
you
he
little bragger,
as he has sung about in his shows before. And then the one that I'm most proud of at 3209. Okay, they wouldn't let us put 3209, so it's $32. You will get a lug nut signed by Del Shores. Look. He's modeling it on camera right now.
Can you see it?
And it will actually be slightly bigger than that, but it will be signed by Del, and I feel like that's hysterical.
Rest right between your breasts.
It is gorgeous. I want one. I want it so bad.
And since she's here in the room, Rosemary Alexander has graciously offered, and I love this idea, for those of you who are fans of Brother Boy and Dr. Eve and the horrid experience of dehomosexualization, Rosemary is willing to do 15-minute Skype sessions in character dressed as Dr. Eve with you. So you will tell her about how you became a homosexual, and she will tell you how terrible that is, and I'm not going to make complete promises, but chances are good you'll get to see that red bra at the end as she tells you that she needs you to, work on that fuck therapy.
Hopefully with you, I will get to berate you into submission.
So, and I love that. I think that's exciting. So we will publish the campaign on the Del and Emerson Show Facebook page. It's on Del Shore's page. It's all going live when the show ends in 10 minutes. So check out all of the prizes. It's super exciting, yeah?
Yeah, I'm excited about returning to it. It's been a long journey, and I put out because of what happened with the series. I mean, we were very despondent for a long time, and I thought that was it. I really did. How did y'all?
We got to start this video or we won't finish it.
Oh, but I thought we had 10 more minutes. We don't?
Well, our show is supposed to finish at 3:50, and sometimes Tony and Ann let us have a couple of extra minutes, but it's 3:46, and this
has to go on the air.
And this video is 7 minutes long, so we should start it right now.
We should start it right now.
So we're going to play for you now the incredible campaign video created by Del and our actors, yeah?
Yes, and I want to thank Ann Walker,
You're welcome.
Newell Alexander, and Rosemary Alexander, not only for being on the show, but being a part of this franchise for so long. I so appreciate and love you guys. And y'all, thank you for being supporters of Sordid Lives, and we will be talking about this a lot. So here we go. Y'all watch your video screens or your computer screens, and this is our Indiegogo campaign that it goes live right now.
And we will be
Hey,
showing
I'm
you
Del
lots of
Shores,
other-
and we're back. We're gonna do it again, one more time. That's it. That's all you get. You keep asking, is there gonna be another Sordid Lives?
Well, I guess we're gonna do this one more time.
I'm back, and Latrell is back.
Yay, I'm back! Aren't you so excited? Quit zigzagging. I can't shoot you if you are zigzagging.
I'm back. LaVonda is back.
I'm back. Wardell Owens is back.
Juanita's back.
I'm back. Kitty Whiskers.
My original son, Kirk Geiger, is returning, so I'm really excited about that.
Ty Williamson is back.
Dr. Eve is back.
I decided in A Very Sordid Wedding to move all the characters into 2014, 16 years after Peggy's death.
Del Shores sent me the new script, and I immediately said to him, you know, honey, I can't read a script. Bullshit, bullshit. Oh, my line. Bullshit, bullshit. Oh, my line.
I know that I'm certainly looking forward to being Latrell again. The hair, for one thing, can't wait to get that big hair going.
The hairstyles have stood still, though. I do want you to know that, but the actors have aged, so thus the characters have aged.
Well, I can tell you what I have a little trepidation about, and it's about getting back into this red bra.
How excited I am to be strapping those wooden legs on again.
It's going to be really fun, I think, for the audience and for the fans to see where these characters have gone and how they've evolved and what they look like.
Del Shores has informed me I have to get back into this blouse, and I might have gained a few pounds in 16 years.
Tidy whities, I hope I don't have to be wearing these things. My body's a little bit different than it was last time.
But it would be nice to get a new color. I'd like some polka dots.
All right, I'm going to give you just a little bit of some of the storylines. First of all, Juanita is obsessed with English royalty.
My favorite thing about Juanita is that she rarely falls down when she staggers around.
And Sissy has been reading the Bible from start to finish. Took her 9 months to do it, but she is trying desperately to make sense of some of those scriptures. And what happens when there is an anti-equality revival down at Southside Baptist Church? Is Latrell going to be a part of that group of hate?
I identified a little bit with her trying to hold on to what she believes in and what she grew up with, and at the same time she loves her son so much.
Brother Boy has not been home since the funeral, and he has not been in the mental institution either, and he has a job. His new boss tells him he has to step in to 2014 with some country artist. But he doesn't want to do Carrie Underwood.
Del Shores always said to me, honey, you put a man in a dress, it's funny. Let's go for the pathos.
What is he going to do without his precious, precious, precious Tammy?
You have no idea the journey that I have taken with Brother Boy.
Okay, so who's going to get married in A Very Sordid Wedding? Well, some things I'm going to have to keep to myself.
Everybody keeps asking me who's getting married, and I don't know.
I will tell you this. Here's a little hint.
Anyway, the next movie's all about me, and I'm delighted. What? It's not? Oh, shit. Well, I'm going to be in it anyway because I love gay people, and I'm all for equality, and maybe if I become gay, someone will marry me.
Could be Brother Boy, or could be Juanita.
I miss Juanita. It's been too long.
Odell is not getting married.
Jacob's Ladder. Witch's hat.
A lot of the cast has already committed to coming back to this, and I'm very, very excited to work with these actors again.
You know, how can you not go back to your own family reunion? This Sordid Lives company is a big old family.
When the movie became such a cult thing, everybody comes to me and says, this is my family too. So you've asked me to do this, you've asked me to write this, and to return to this sordid world, and I'm so happy to do it, but we need your help.
And what this campaign ultimately will do is it will help us have the funds to pay Dell for the script. I mean, he spent 9 months creating an incredible story with a cast of 30 characters to give you the sequel that you guys have asked for so long. And we will also use it to create investor events. This is going to be a big project with a lot of people to pay, and we want a great crew to make a beautiful movie for you. So we need investors who loved the first movies to come on board, and this will be used to create the legal paperwork and all of the documents that they need to give us their money to give you a movie.
Not only does he bring us great entertainment, but he's also helping to achieve equality. And that's something special.
I'm doing this for all of those kids who are sitting in those pews out there in the hinterlands, places like Winters, Texas.
To be able to write what's currently going on in what is a rich time in gay history with the equality movement.
Anywhere in the Bible Belt where we're telling them that they're not as good as anybody else because they happen to be different. Well, they're not different.
I am really looking forward to the next chapter of Sordid Lives.
Now listen, on the internet and Facebook and all that, you begged and pleaded, do this, do that, and we're doing it. But we need money.
We will get to once again explore an issue important to the LGBT community through these characters that we all love and through humor and laughter.
We're doing it for you, we're doing it for us, but we're also doing it because it is so important to continue to tell the story of equality.
Just help us. We're pitiful, we don't care, we'll beg. We're begging.
So look at these prizes, grab one. Everything that you donate is going to go to make this picture.
Thank you again for all the support, and we'll see you on the big screen.
And we're gonna have some fun.
So come along with us, back to Winters.
Maybe we could get Governor Perry to do a cameo.
Ta-da! Y'all think I'm still pretty?
All right, well, that is the campaign. We are super excited to launch it. As you all know, because we've done this before with Southern Baptist Sissies, the early days of a campaign are super important, so all of you Sordid Lives fans out there, check it out. Check out the prizes. Pick the one you like. Help us get this movie made, and share it across to all of your friends out there who may not be listening to our radio show, but would love the fact that we are making another movie. So, you know, we set the goal of $96,270. It's a very specifically random number. For you math geeks out there, it is 3 times 3209. Oh. We're sort of proud of that joke. But so please contribute. Please share it to your friends. We will give you updates every week for the next 6 weeks. We will announce additional casting, and we will share lots of information, and we'll be changing and adding new prizes. So keep coming back, and thanks for being on this Sordid Lives adventure with us.
Next week, we have Miss Coco Peru on the show.
And then we'll give you updates on where the campaign is. So thanks for tuning in, and we will talk to you guys next week.